Once again, I welcome all the participants in the week 7. So, in this week 7, we are going to discuss about the theoretical aspect as well as the approaches and models of community organization. That's very important to understand. And I have already started this week with the historical background of this community organization. Let's start with the theories and theoretical perspective and why it is necessary to understand. Because for effective community practitioner or for the effective practice, the practitioner must be very effective and creative in reflective. I mean, he must be a and she must be a good evaluator and good reflector and good observer as well as right. So the efficacy of the practice is based on the selection of the relevant theory analyze the field situation and develop the strategies accordingly to serve the disposed communities. So after selecting the right theories or even the develop some grounded theories, you will be more in a situation to be a more to move with a more professional manner in a more understand. I mean, you better understand the community, and accordingly you can actually select the approach. So the choices of the theoretical perspective will essentially exhibit the guidance principles and value base of the goals to be achieved, right? Using the theoretical perspective also facilitate congruence across the goals, objectives, values and outcomes. So for an effective program implementation, this is all required. Hence the skill of employing or constructing a relevant theory, maybe using or constructing any theory, actually is crucial element of community practice. Also, the community practitioners has to and must always analyze the utility of these theoretical perspective, which he and she is going to adapt through the relative evaluation of the practice outcome. So, actually, theoretical perspective is giving you the guidelines for a more formal, more official or more professional approach applied into the community. So, as the read has talking about or given the three important essential element to the community practices. These elements actually giving you the guidance for the grounded theory or for the development of any theory or to application of any theory while working with the community. So it is essential tool for effective practice. It means theoretical aspect or theorizing anything is an important tool for effective practice. Helps practitioners to learn and improve their practice and acknowledge about what is effective. So it is also give you the guidelines that you will be able to understand what should be applied and what should not be applied, right? It is essential for community practice that has social justice goals. If I mean, definitely you are, this is a fundamental goal of the community organization to promote social justice and to actually go with all the ideas of the social justice for the community. So it is important for a practitioner to understand the theories and to develop the theories after the analysis of the situation and after the observing the condition of or realizing the reality of the community for a better social justice goals, to attain the social justice goals. Moving ahead, looking into the viewpoint of the theory construction. So the very first viewpoint of theory construction is what? Evidence-based practice. So this approach actually ensures that decisions are grounded in verified outcomes enhancing the reliability of practices and actually reducing the likelihood of unintended consequences. So any challenges, any conflict is if it comes, so you can be very easily understand though after understanding the evidences of the situation, right? So by prioritizing the empirical evidences, practitioners can actually implement strategies that have been proved to be work, thus improving community outcomes in more measurable ways and a more productive manner. Social construction view says that, according to this view, signifies the importance of social interaction as a way of to build knowledge and understanding of the social issues. So, social construction view says about how these, theoretical aspect, by understanding the social construction, you will be able to understand the social reality of the community. So, this view actually acknowledge about issues is shaped through the social interaction and is therefore context dependent, right? So understanding the context is important here as per this constructional view. This perspective highlights that theories about community dynamics must consider cultural, historical, and social construction. Argues that understanding social problem and solutions require looking at the unique cultural and looking at the unique cultural and social dynamics of each community, as knowledge is constructed through the lived experiences and collective understanding of those within the community. So social construction gives you the idea of how the things has been actually been placed into the community, the different community dynamics aspect of. So after analyzing those, you actually think on maybe the reconstructional aspect, and you can also think on to work on those constructional as fit into the solution fit into that constructed context of the community. Then empowerment views. In this view, the practitioner is the key to, participation is the key to theory construction. Means empowerment views. You with this view have to believing into that you have to empower the community through people's participation. So maximizing the people's participation give the empowerment to the community. Believing into this viewpoint actually give you a lot of the hope that through participation you can enhance empowerment in the community. So this view actually suggests that community practitioner must be enable the client to contribute towards understanding and knowledge of the situation. So maximum the community would participate, the maximum they get empowerment. Now the last viewpoint is realistic viewpoint. Realistic viewpoint actually holds the view that evidences of reality is not necessarily a product of empirical exercises, rather than it is the human interpretation of the situation. Maybe you get some information, or even after the analysis of all the research data and all, but your gut feeling says that there's something more. So analysis of the reality, your observation, your gut feeling, your observation, your past experience, everything actually give you the realistic view of the situation, because from the far you may anticipate something, you may realize that something different, and if you once you go in a community you actually find that the reality is somehow a little different. So a realistic view believe that, or giving you the idea that believing in your own understanding, observation, along with the correction or collection of the information which you do with the community members within the community, in the community context. I mean, it should not be from the far, but it should be from the community, within the community, and with the community members, right? So this all gives us the new picture, new kind of the things, and accordingly you have to work. Now coming to the one by one the different theories. The very first aspect is about the personal and interpersonal theory, and that is also considered as self-efficacy and strength perspective. Self-efficacy, how the community self-efficacy is important. This theory actually suggests. This also goes with the empowerment viewpoint, means once you have to work with the strength of the community and believing in the efficacy of the community member, and then developing that self-efficacy among the members, so they actually they develop the kind of confidence and they're empowered. So this also is about the empowerment viewpoints. So for this theory focuses on helping individuals build the belief that they are the capable of managing challenges and influences their own lives effectively without any external support. It emphasizes the enhancing people's confidence in their own abilities and strengthening their sense of personal control. This approach is essential in community practice as to equip it aims to equip individuals with the skills and mindset to navigate adverse situation independently. That gives the kind of confidence, self-efficacy that they can do by their own, in even at the time of the emergencies, right, or difficult time. Community practitioner can build self-efficacy, believing in community members in four ways. First is mastery experiences in problem solving. Developing means uh, actually experiences are direct hands-on and experiences where individual engage in activities, face challenges by themselves. They actually get confidence and mastery into that. So after getting that experiences, they will be able to solve their problem by themselves. And then vicarious experiences through social models. You can also show some kind of the successful model in front of the community member. So by looking into someone's success and someone's power, and someone's capacity, another members also feel, another group of the community also realize that if the another that member of the community could do that, that section of the community could do that, we can also do that. So that is what, showing them some kind of the model, some success models within the community. This is what, through that you can enhance the self efficacy among the community members. Social persuasions to believe one's own capabilities, through persuasions that, I mean, saying, time to time that you have the capacity, you can do that, as you have done last year, as you have done in the last project. What the statement you have come up with, very right, very true. How confident you are. So these are the some statements through which members could motivate and they actually participate. So this social persuasion means. You have to give in the chance to that the community members pursue by themselves. By doing that, they also get the mastery, right? And so through all this, self efficacy could be enhanced, and then strength has been developed of the community member. Enhancing physical status to reduce stress. So many times you develop the leadership among them, and so selecting some leaders from the some underserved or some marginalized groups, they develop the kind of confidence that that actually the kind they have given the physical status or some kind of the roles recognition. So this all actually the way and tactics through which one can develop the self efficacy of the community, of the members, of the client at any level. Okay, moving ahead, strength perspective also is in part and parcel of the self efficacy. This perspective actually draws heavily from the standpoint of self efficacy and centers around the fact that people have the numerous strength and motivation evolves from these strength. Hence, a motivated community members will always promote the process of a progressive change in the community through organic methods rather than depending on someone's outside from the community or depending on upon others. Rather than they have developed this kind of the capacity that we can also do that. So that is what this strength perspective. So it's as developed by Celebi, emphasize on the collaborative relationship between community practitioners and then community members. So the right amount of the relationship between the community organizer and then community members for whom the whole activities has been done is so important. Means how much you have to facilitate, how much you are intervening into that, so that you should not enter into the affect their self efficacy, develop their mastery, develop their confidence level. So that is very important. So it is a shift from emphasis on problem and deficit defined by the worker to the possibility and then the strength identified in egalitarian collaborative relationship with the client. So you have developed that kind of the positive relationship where the members or the client develop the confidence, and then whatever the strength the person is having is come out, they are usually come out with, right? Next theory building is around the task group and empowerment theories. So the task group and empowerment theory offers the complementary practices or approach to community practice, each focusing, that is a task group and empowerment theory is actually each focusing on different aspect of working with groups and overcoming barriers to change. One is talking about the empowerment aspect through participation, through encouragement, through developing their self efficacy, and then task group giving them the chance to participate to get the mastery into that. So definitely both are actually complementary to each other. So if you're integrating task group and then empowerment theories together, so that actually the theory focuses on the mechanism of the group process. Empowerment theory addresses the barriers individuals actually or groups may face maybe in the wake of the empowerment, or they hesitate to participate. So when combined, these approaches provide a framework for the guiding groups effectively, also fostering sense of empowerment. Means the once the members coming into the group, so once they are coming into the group, they have get the chance to participate more. Group of the similar nature or homogeneous in nature, so they get the chance of participation. So once they get the chance of the participation, the empowerment entails there, right? So task group theory defines group processes and outline the practitioner's role from facilitator to directly leading the process. This helps the building relevant theories around working with the groups, coalition, social action groups, and then boards. Empowerment theory aims at obligatory the internal barriers, that is internalized stigma, that how should I be? I don't have the I mean that people will make fun of me if I speak something. So that there are a lot of the internal stigma, maybe the to the community, to the sub community, or maybe to some client or some individual. And socially constructed barriers may be exclusion or discrimination on the ground of gender, class, races, on any grounded. So there are some section of the community we all says that, so we all witness that, and we have speak about that, we have discussed about that. So they are excluded from there. So that is what the external constructed barriers of the society. So we for once working with the empowermental viewpoint or empowermental theories, we have to looking into both the kind of the barriers, whether the client is because of the being structurally produced and social getting socialized into the society, develop some kind of the internal stigma, or they are actually obvious very present structure that actually put a lot of the barriers for some community members to participate. So work on those internal and external barriers and stigmas to provide a space to participate maximum. So restricting the communities to realize their own potential, because of these kind of the barriers that restricts the members to actually realize their own potential. So task group and then empowerment theories as coming together, giving the space to the marginalized communities while performing certain kind of the tasks together. So they develop and they actually reduce the kind of internal barrier, as well as because coming into that particular group or in the task group, so they have already reduced the external barrier, right? So according to the Barbara Solomon, empowerment can be defined as a process whereby persons who belong to the stigmatized social category throughout their lives can be assisted to develop and increase skills in the exercise of interpersonal influences and performances of valued social roles. So empowerment can be defined as a process whereby the persons who belong to the stigmatized social category throughout their lives on the basis of the some kind of the caste, class, gender, or any ways increase their skills in in the exercise of interpersonal influences. And this interpersonal influences could be possible in the task group, right? So that's why both are actually complementary to each other. These empowerment theories also provide some kind of the framework, like the conceptual understanding of the social operation and fragmentation. So, if you going with this viewpoint of empowerment, that you have to providing the empowerment. So, empowerment, once you're going for empowerment, definitely the question arises for whom? So, for those who are not empowered, and on what ground they are not empowered. So, these questions would arises, and this actually, whenever you go with this kind of ideology, so whenever you go with this kind of theology of empowerment, these are the questions always going hand to hand. So conceptual understanding of social operation and fragmentation within community, or in the community context, identification of the political, social, economic, and personal barrier with that perpetuate operation through because of the part of that community and getting socialized into that. So that became the part and parcel of the every individual and even to the community members. Value framework to pursue empowerment initiatives, value framework like the social justice, human rights. So with these all kind of the value or democracy participation, with these value framework, you actually pursue empowerment. So value framework to pursue empowerment initiatives. Strategies to overcome oppression and promote social justice. So you have to go with and think about what kind of the strategy would you follow. Maybe the task group, maybe you are organizing some kind of the activities where they actually reduce the barriers and all. Then build in community resources, strength and knowledge that is accessible to everyone. Moving ahead, uh, organizational and inter-organizational theories. Organizational and inter-organizational theory, these theories majorly help to the practitioners to understand the complex issues of organizational setups and aid in developing strategies to work around issues within an organized or organization or with external organization, maybe the governmental initiatives or governmental bodies, to address the barriers restricting the development of any community. So this organizational theories actually majorly help the practitioner to understand the complex issues of organizational setups, maybe of the agency in which you are working, or the organizational setup of the community as well, right? And then developing strategies to work around issues within an organizational or with external organization, that could be the government bodies. Next is about, so this theory actually giving an idea that you are you are working to organize the community through some agency. So the organizational aspect of your agency also giving you some space or restrict you, or while organizing the community or organization of the community within. So there are a lot of the spaces you can get, or through which you can also get some kind of the barriers. So looking into all those push and pull factors, looking into all the kind of the forces in the available in that field, you could be better to understand and go with the different kind of the strategies to work on, right? So you can very easily anticipate the kind of the challenges, and you can be easily understand the kind of resources, the kind of asset you have. Next theory is about the community theory. This theory actually uh, talking about that contributes toward understanding the community, its strength, issues, characteristic, needs, areas for collective action. It was first developed by Jane Addams and Robert E. Park from University of Chicago, who worked with the immigrant communities in settlement houses. They worked on the various aspects of these communities, ranging from poverty to the culture to the education to health to economic profile and so on and so forth. Currently, community theory does not actually address the structural, functional, geographical, economic, and political features of the community, but also extended itself to cover the social capital of the communities. So, community theory actually is an idea, is a theory which gives you gives you guidance that every community is different, and there are some kind of the commonality among all the communities in their functional aspect and then the structural aspect. So every community is having certain structure, having certain functional aspect, some interpersonal relationship aspect, communication aspect, uh, some kind of the social capital, either they are weak or the strong. So working on these, you can actually work for the betterment of the community. So according to the Murray Ross, one of the primary responsibility of the community practitioner is to work with the community and devise strategies to bring about a progressive change in the living condition of the community members. So there are various community development theories such as the community economic development theory or sustainable development theory. They are present day. There are also many theories like kind of the sustainable development theory, globalization theories there. So by looking into all those theories or even the current situation, we could be better able to work with the community in more more productive manner. So according to Murray Ross, community practice theories have basic principles which guide the community practice method and approaches, such as the community have the practice to deal with their own problem. People desire change and can change, means people want change and can change. We all know that this is a great assumption that we are always going with in the community. So community members do have the capabilities to participate freely in promoting a change which meets the community needs. They have all the strength. So this is what the strength perspective. People should be able to participate in deciding, adjusting, and controlling the changes taking place in the community. So this is what the you know empowermental aspect or empowerment viewpoint. Changes with a self-imposed desired have a better impact rather than change imposed on a community. So self-imposed or self-desired, that is what the self-efficacy. After understanding their own problem, they have even given the chance to work on that, so they develop the more kind of the mastery in their own problem, and then in the future there's some kind of the challenges would arise, they will be more able and easily resolve their own issues. So holistic approach is better than fragmented approach. This is also a suggestion by the Muraji Ross, is in the community practice theories, that we always go with a more holistic aspect, because the things in the community are so much interwoven. So we believe in the system theory and ecological perspective, that community is a kind of system which is interconnected with a number of the subsystems and lies into the subsupra system. So anything which is happening in any subsystem, that affects to another, and so to the whole system. So for that reason, we have to go with a more holistic approach rather than fragmented approach. Democracy calls for equal participation and active engagement of the community members. So democracy is another important fundamental value point, or the value orientation of the community organization. It's also a suggestive aspect of the community work. So next is about systems and ecosystem theory. This system theory we have already discussed, but just in brief, system theory is based on the idea that individuals and communities are part of the larger system or interconnected system that influences each other every time. It actually opines that every part of the system, whether it's a family or the community, or any organization or society of the community, is connected and it impacts each other's, right? So changes is in one part of the system can ripple through the and that ripple through and then affected to the another part, because there is always an interconnected, that's open in an open system or in system aspect perspective. So system theory actually helps practitioners to view their clients within the context of the various relationship and then environment. We can, so that's what the holistic approach we are always talking about, rather than fragmented approach. Ecosystem theory same way says that that builds on system theory by emphasizing that the dynamic interaction of between individuals and their environment. It suggests that individuals exist with multiple environments or ecosystems, such as their home, their community, their mohalla, their broader society, their governance, all which are interconnected ecosystem. Theory particularly highlights how environmental factors, both immediate, that is the family, and then larger societal forms like economic conditions, shape people's lives and opportunities. Even the policies of the state that also impacted comes under as the one of the important ecosystem of the individuals and then client. So together, these theories actually offers a comprehensive approach to understand addressing the complex, multi-layered issues that individuals and communities actually faces. Practitioner uses these frameworks to develop intervention that consider both personal and system factors, aiming at solutions that are sustainable and holistic. So we always suggested that we have to go with more holistic aspects and holistic perspective. This is all about today's session, and the rest of the theories we will take for in the next session. Thank you so much.